Okay, so I grew up in a family of 8, and we were basically raised agnostic. We weren't taught values, we weren't taught morals, really. So I, kind of went from relationship to relationship, and when I was 40 years old, fast forward a number of years, I was living with a woman. One day we found out that she was pregnant, and I was okay with the news. I was prepared to accept this child into my life. It was a surprise, and we weren't married, and our relationship was good. We'd been together about a year and a half, but I guess in her mind it wasn't good enough. And she was very unsure of what she was going to do. She was angry when she first found out that she was pregnant. And I was neither pro-life nor pro-choice. I hadn't thought about the issue much through my entire life. It just wasn't an important issue to me. I guess by default, I sort of fell on the pro-choice side. I just thought it was a woman's issue. It wasn't really that much my concern. It was a woman's decision, a woman's choice. And like I say, I didn't really have an opinion one way or the other. But when she was pregnant and considering abortion, that's when I really took a good hard look at the issue. I went to the pro-life group here in town. I dug up pro-choice materials and went to the pro-choice place in town here. And I firmly came down on the side of life. I decided that, you know what, science, logic, everything was on the pro-life side. That was a small little baby, my little baby, growing inside the womb of my partner, this woman. So I proceeded to try and save the life of my child. I tried reasoning with her. I told her, we can get married and raise this child, or if she doesn't want anything to do with us, I will take the baby and I will raise that child on my own. She was already the single mom of an 8-year-old girl, who of course lived with us. She was a beautiful little girl, a great kid. And she was scared of being the single mom of 2 kids. So she made an appointment to get an abortion, and that took maybe about 3 to 4 weeks. There was a waiting list. So when the day came, I was very anxious. I was nervous. I was not in a good place, and like I said, I had tried everything I could to convince her to keep this child, and I even talked to a lawyer, and the lawyer informed me that in Canada, the man has absolutely no right at all to stop the abortion, to care for his own child. Men are intended to be defenders and providers for their children, as are women. And I think that when you're in a position that you're so helpless that you can't even save the life of your tiny little baby growing in the womb, I would encourage all the men out there to not get yourself into that position, because if you decide you want that baby, there's nothing legally you can do to protect your child. So anyway, the day came, was a Tuesday morning, December 31st, 2002, New Year's Eve. And I tried one last time in the morning to convince her not to go, but she was adamant. She had a friend over there to escort her. All I could do was just hope and pray that she would change her mind at the last minute. And about 3 hours passed, 3 to 4 hours passed before I heard from her, and that was about the longest 3 hours of my life. Finally, the phone rang. It was as if she'd already started the process of denying that anything had even happened. And I had to ask her, I said, "Did you go through with it?" And she just simply said, "Yes, it's done." And I'm telling you, it hit me like a freight train. I just felt the immediate impact of that loss of my child's life is what it was. People don't feel that way. They don't react that way if someone has their tonsils removed or a tooth pulled or some benign operation. It was devastating. I was devastated. I couldn't do anything for 3 days. I was just in a state of absolute grief,